and Malines United. So now time to hear from the coaching staff, and let's start off with Cavalier and their technical director Rudolph Speed.
Rudolph, Cavalier on top of the league in the Premiership, now the Lynk Cup. What's the mindset behind you and your players as well? Is it a case where the club is just thinking they would love to take all?
Definitely. It's the same thing in the Women's Premier League. We're in the final of the knockout too, so I'm sure there's some jealousy there.
The mindset behind a lot of the clubs is that this is an opportunity, the Lynk Cup, to give other players and use the full depth of the squad in terms of rotation. Do you see that as an important ploy? Is that something that Cavalier want to use as well?
Yeah, definitely. Because it's important for you to get the right 11 for the playoffs. So for this game, we're going to be making 6 changes and use some other players.
And the matchup against Mount Pleasant, always a tough opposition. Theodore Whitmore and company, they did get the better of you in the first round of the Premier League. You came back with a draw in the second one. What kind of problems do you see this matchup posing today, and how do you plan to deal with it?
Well, it depends on who they start. If they come with their A team, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. But we have a plan. We understand how they play. We're getting closer. You know the old saying, the longer you take to win, is more likely you're nearer to winning. So we think we're nearer to winning now.
Top of the last few weeks have been a bit up and down, a bit frustrating for Mount Pleasant in the Premier League. The Lynk Cup, maybe a good distraction at this point?
Well, I wouldn't say, we knew the competition, we know the games, we just have to just prepare ourselves and execute on the day.
And executing is certainly what you've been doing so far in the Lynk Cup, with a victory in the only round you'd have played in the round of 16. How do you look forward to this matchup today?
Well, it's a different game. We're up against a quality team in a Cavalier. As I say, it's an opportunity for the players. We have been playing with a lot of injuries, but we have players, and it's a chance for them now. We are on the back end of the season, so I think it's a good time for them to go out there and grab this opportunity.
From a different perspective, what's your mindset about this competition? Obviously, you'd have been playing in a league format, now a knockout competition. Do you think it's a good addition? It's something that you look forward to as a club as well?
Well, yes, definitely. As I said before, if you look on the competition, it's a long season. We have players out injured, and it gives other players game time. So I think we welcome this competition.
Hearing from both coaches, that was Theodore Whitmore, of course, the man in charge of Mount Pleasant. Well, he's the one really in charge of Mount Pleasant on the right. And of course, Wally Downs still around for Mount Pleasant in their setup. What we're going to do, we're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we continue our preview on the second day of the quarterfinal round action in the Lynk Cup. Stay with us. knockout football is back on the island, and we're looking forward to the Lynk Cup. We're at the quarter-final stage here, and it's the second day of quarter-final round action. Cavalier and Mount Pleasant square off now in the first leg of this fixture, and really we expect a lot. There have been quite a few changes to the teams here, as they of course prioritize the Jamaica Premiership, but especially in this first leg they just want to prepare mentally for the rest of the season. Wondering what most of them would be thinking now as they looking to impress and be a part of the first teams regularly, and they are going to make their way out to the middle. Mount Pleasant in their white and blue. Interesting outfits that we are seeing for both these teams. Cavalier in majority black, and as they make their way out to the middle, we expect so much from this fixture. Chris Taylor is in the commentary box with me. What are your thoughts on this? What are you anticipating this afternoon?
Should be an interesting matchup. Two quality teams, two teams doing very well in the Premier League, first and third respectively. Lots of depth, and as you said, because of that we're going to see quite a few changes. We have seen in the previous matches where the multiple changes has probably affected the fluidity of the team in the Lynk Cup. But yeah, as you said, two of the deeper teams, depth of squad is the thing you would say about these two teams, especially in the Premier League as we see the officials.
Tyrone Robinson in the middle this afternoon. Kemar Bailey, Britton Arch will assist him. Stefan Dua is the fourth official.
Yeah, this time he is. Very interesting kits for the Lynk Cup as well. I think they've done a lot better with, have done very well with the design, but a lot better with the numbers, which have been a struggle sometimes in the Premiership. So yeah, bright white, the numbers on the back of the...
And the contrast.
Yeah, the contrast.
Anyway, well, let's take a look at the starting lineup for Cavalier. Vino Bartlett, of course, in goal. They do have a back three. Same back three as usual. Giovanni Leng, Richard King, Kyle Ming in the middle of the park, Gadil Irving and Brian Elshot along the wing. And Mackinson Cadet, Nickashay Murray and Dwayne Allen all through the middle, supporting the strikers Ronaldo Robinson and Jerome McCleary.
Yeah, 3-5-2 is what they will play, Cavalier. Nickashay Murray, we haven't heard that name in a while, the Wolmer's ex-midfielder. He'll be coming into the starting lineup, and a chance up front for Robinson and McCleary. As I said, that is where we've seen the rotation in the midfield and the forward line.
Speaking of an ex-Wolmer's player, Malachi Sterling will be playing at left back for Mount Pleasant as he starts for the St. Anne-based team. Shaquan Davis returns between the six. The rest of the back four, Shaquille Dahl, Ladale Ritchie and O'Dane Murray in the middle of the park. Suley McCullough, Leonardo Rankin and Melvin Doxley in an attacking role behind Atafroy Bygrave, the striker, with Dwight Merrick and Leonardo Jibison on the wing.
13-goal man last season, leading goal scorer Atafroy Bygrave gets the start today. And yeah, just one up front, but as you said, a lot of changes as well, especially in the midfield and forward line. Pretty much the same defensively, apart from Sterling, as you said, formerly of Wolmer's, now at Jamaica College, 18 years of age, versatile player, and yet to play for Jamaica College in the Manning Cup. I'm sure next season we'll be seeing that from him. And yeah, he's an exciting new entry into this starting lineup for Mount Pleasant. Lots have been said about him. Yeah, Dwight Merrick coming in as well, Leonardo Rankin. So as I said, rotation from both teams in the middle and up front.
Well, let's see what this game has to offer as the Lynk Cup continues. There's some servicing being done to one of the nets across to our left. In fact, the goal of Mount Pleasant. So some repairs being done at this hour, right before kickoff.
Yeah, this would be the first time that Mount Pleasant are playing in the All-Ireland knockout, if you think about it, because the last time the tournament was played was 2014, before their existence. Mount Pleasant.
Disappointing crowd, if we are to say the least about it. For
guess
the
not
first game
everyone
of the
looking for a
doubleheader.
tan.
Well, I guess not. I guess the 4 o'clock start would have deterred quite a few. A little bit surprising with the fact that it is Mount Pleasant who will be traveling, and they usually have their fan base supporting them everywhere they go.
There we see a few of them.
Well, just a handful.
Right center of screen.
But usually
it's a lot more.
It's
I
a
totally
whole lot
agree.
more.
Yeah.
And we're on the way here with Cavalier in their black outfit, getting the action on the way. And interesting times here as far as Jamaica football is concerned, and the return of knockout competitions. King under some early pressure here, and the Cavalier looking to clear their lines as Mount Pleasant, they were pressing pretty early here.
I was going to say to you as well that obviously on a Thursday afternoon it's a work day as well, so 4 o'clock maybe a bit too early for working persons especially to make their way, and that might be a bit of a deterrent.
Yeah, it's been a while that we've had midweek fixtures in the in local
Senior
football competitions.
Yeah.
Yep. Of course, we usually see them a lot at the schoolboy football level, and of course they are usually played at the school, so
the school support is heavy.
Heavier than any club support that we would have seen, more often than not, I should say. But let's hope that the support grows for club football. Lynk, of course, is doing its best to make this competition as attractive as possible. Of course, the cash prize is over $1.6 million for the winners, and of course each goal to scorer gets $5,000 as well, Jamaican dollars, which is roughly about $50 US. Well, I'm being corrected, 40. There is Rudolph Speed, the man in charge of Cavalier, looking pretty easy at the moment, has decided to go with Robinson and McClare up front, likes of Colin Anderson, Dwayne Atkinson resting. Of course, it is Theodore Whitmore. He is in charge at Mount Pleasant. That's Davian Ferguson beside him. Would obviously know a thing or two about their left back, Malachi Sterling.
Topi left out today, Ricardo Morris as well, Kimani Campbell, some of the players missing out, Donovan Sigree, so
quite a lot.
Yeah, as you said, rotation happening, and especially with the Premier League still active, rest an important part for a lot of these teams. They will have matches Sunday, Monday, as always in the Premier League, so not much rest.
Mount Pleasant in particular will be on the road for the rest of the season, actually, having played their last home game just a few days ago. So a lot happening as we enter the latter stages of the football season at the highest level in Jamaica. Thought he exaggerated that one a little bit, Jerome McCleary, but he won the free kick nevertheless. Yeah, there are some of the stars on the bench. That's Ricardo Morris. Maybe
Donovan
introduce
Sigree
a little
beside
bit
him.
Later on. Yep, that's Sigree beside him as well.
5 goals in the Premier League for Ricardo Morris this season, to go with his 2 assists.
Well, here's ranking. Almost looked a little bit laborious trying to get to the end of that one, the midfielder. But he is quite a presence in the middle of the park.
And when you looked at the 2 sets of matches yesterday,
as we take a look at
Jadine
on
White.
the bench, yep, Jadine White.
Colin Anderson, the leading goal scorer in the Premier League with 15.
Yep,
Dwayne
now stands
Atkinson
alone.
beside him.
Now stands alone.
Yeah.
He was tied with 14 for quite some time with Javante Stewart. Both of them stuck at 14 goals. Stewart also, as we mentioned before, on the, well, not in the squad.
No, not in the squad today,
for
actually.
Mount Pleasant.
And in fact, those 2 players that we just saw, Colin Anderson and Dwayne Atkinson, were the 2 who scored in the round of 16 Lynk Cup match. There they are, Dwayne Atkinson on the right, And it was against Mobe United in the round of 16. It actually was actually 0-0 after 90 minutes, went to extra time. And Colin Anderson in the 96th, Dwayne Atkinson in the 100th. And it was a 2-0 win for Cavalier. So
these knockout matches are 2 legs. I will see a ball flicked over the top, needs a good ball inside the area. That wasn't the best coming in from O'Dane Murray, but his team does win a corner kick, and maybe they'll be able to capitalize it here. So these matches are a couple of legs, and I reckon that a number of the teams probably thinking that, you know, they can rotate for the first leg, and if push comes to shove, they'll put out a stronger 11 if you win
and
for the second leg.
Yeah, fluency was an issue for, I would say, 3 out of the 4 teams yesterday as well, because they had made so many changes up front.
Corner kick coming in. The delivery is a good one, had to be punched, not too far though. Bartlett.
In fact, the only team yesterday that I can imagine started their usual front.
Well, here's an opportunity. That's wonderful movement, you know. He finds his way inside the box, takes a shot. Not, well, it was cleared eventually. Wasn't the most convincing save, but he did get a hand on it, Pina Bartlett. And then his teammates just managing to clear the area. But again, it was good work from Merrick on that left-hand side, as Richie unable to get to the end of that one. But a bright start from Mount Pleasant. Pretty much the early stages of this one, but they'll be pleased with their work rate and the pressing so far, and the imagination that we have seen in the attacking third so far.
I was saying Malign's the only of the 4 teams who really started their usual front players. Nicholas Nelson and Jason Wright started along with Jeremy Nelson and company, but the rest made a lot of changes, and it did, as I say, affect the play going forward. Rudolph Speed has done the same. Colin Anderson and Dwayne Atkinson on the bench, who are the 2 biggest scorers for Cavalier this season. 24 goals coming between them in the league alone, 15 and 9. So with them not present, yes, opportunities for Robinson and McCleary, but you can understand that they probably don't offer as much a threat yet.
Yeah, you're right, all good points. But as I say, I think there's a little bit of a reprieve for the players as they do play more football, that they don't necessarily have to start off strong in the first leg. Merrick was the one with the effort there, and Barnett went down to make a good stop. Bartlett chosen ahead of Jadine White. Couldn't quite keep that one in play. Dwayne Allen, who is playing in a more attacking role for Cavalier this afternoon, usually plays in as one of the holding midfielders for Cavalier.
Another
he does
Woolmerian.
Get the start, another Woolmerian, yes. Is Rudolph Speed a Woolmerian as well? Huh. Maybe. I know Lance Whitaker is one. He always says that, even without us asking.
It's called being proud.
Well, there's only so much you can hold, right? He's from St. James High. Didn't play.
Oh wow!
Didn't play football at the DaCosta Cup level. Theodore Whitmore. But what a player he turned out to be for Jamaica.
Yeah.
Just trying to settle once more, Mount Pleasant, as they think about going into the attacking third now. Sterling. Oh, that's a wonderful first touch. Thinking of a shot that's hit wide of the mark. It was a good effort coming in.
Yeah, Jibison with the shot. Not bad as well. Yeah. Good power behind it, but just wide. scrambled at first, did Vino Bartlett, then realized he was pretty safe. Gibbison, who has scored 2 goals in the league so far this season. Nothing yet in the Lynk Cup. Mount Pleasant have only played 1 game. It came against Vere United, and that game went into extra time as well, 0-0 after 90 minutes, and Taffaroi Bygrave with the winner in the 105th minute.
They have been struggling to score goals in recent times, Mount Pleasant.
Oh, I thought you meant Taffaroi Bygrave, because yeah, how 2 seasons can be contrasted.
Yeah.
Leading goal scorer last season with 13, couldn't stop scoring. This year, just 1 in the league so far, and then 1 in the Lynk Cup. That's him on the ball.
It's a little bit crazy that they are both Dunbeholden players, former players of Dunbeholden, himself and Peter McGregor, both have struggled this season. McGregor coming into form in recent games, 3 goals in his last 2 matches, but yeah, the league's top scorer last year, Bygrave.
Yeah, McGregor found one as well in the Lynk Cup, in that 4-1 win against Dunbeholden. Had great opportunities yesterday, couldn't convert. He would have buried those last season, but I can see where his confidence is coming back, the big number 9. Probably should have had a goal as well. His shot actually crossed the line, wasn't seen by the officials, and of course no goal line technology. But yeah, both himself and Bygrave haven't been as fluent. Bygrave, of course, went on to Vietnam after last year's season, went into the Reggae Boy setup as well. And, well, this season hasn't been as fluent for him.
Not afraid to start again from the back. Shaquan Davis getting involved. Has really got a touch on the ball actually. Cavalier has offered little so far in this game in the first 12 minutes.
Bad pass by Melvin Doxley.
And here comes Cavalier. Here's Robinson with the effort. He did drag that wide, didn't he?
He was some distance out, was Robinson. Probably could have carried it a little further. Did have space as well. And was that Allen who was pulling wide?
It was. It was Allen.
Yeah.
Didn't spot his run. I think that was his weaker foot though, Ronaldo Robinson, but good effort to try from. Oh, that's a poor clearance. And trying to catch him off his line. What was Bartlett thinking there?
Well, Bartlett had a couple games of uncertainty. Taffaroi Bygrave with the attempt. And yeah, so funny, a couple seasons ago he was criticized for his footwork and improved leaps and bounds on the Rudolph speed. But these last few games, it's been his handling. Well, that time his clearance was bad, but it's been his handling that has been off this season. Very lucky to get away with that one.
Yeah, indeed.
You're probably thinking a game like this, maybe Jadine White might be a little bit disappointed that he didn't get a start in a game like this. And
as any professional should be, in fact.
Yeah. In fact, none of the teams have really rotated their keepers so far.
Well, here's Cavalier looking to get another attack going. Allen hesitated.
Yeah.
And it cost him in the end. Goes behind for a goal kick to Mount Pleasant.
I was going to say, that is one of the positions that even when you watch club football outside of the Caribbean and so on, in a lot of the knockout competitions, you see a rotation of keepers.
Yeah.
You see the second or even third string goalkeepers getting an opportunity. But so far in the quarter-final rounds, we haven't seen that from any of the teams. Well,
with the exception of Mount Pleasant.
Mount Pleasant, yeah, Shaquan Davis.
Although he has been taking part in the Premier League for the last, I think it's just the last game he would have made his debut.
Daniel Russell was
the
between the sticks before. So I guess fair enough. Mount Pleasant have used their number 2 on paper.
The Cavalier with the majority of the possession so far at 53%, which is a little surprising if we're to be honest. With Cavalier
having
having
the heat map,
nothing
really in the 18-yard area. Everything.
That's true.
Majority of their possession in their own half.
Although everywhere on this field is heated. Leng with a dink inside. Davis watching that one all the way.
Yesterday we had spoken about outstanding.
They've given it up. And that should have been a much better pass, but it's forced Allen out wide. Can he deliver? And it's headed away. Not a lot of intensity so far in this fixture. What we have seen though are mistakes. Mount Pleasant not as secure as we expect from them at the back. You don't want to panic at this stage, but they haven't been looking at their fluent best for some time now. The last few weeks, Mount Pleasant.
Six weeks without a win for Mount Pleasant in the league.
In the league, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here's an opportunity. Oh, that's a late challenge, and the yellow card may come out. Just a conversation had. And, yeah, I think he's lucky there. Was a late challenge from Sterling.
Nice overlapping run from Elshot. And yeah, dangerous position.
Davis just organizing his wall there. We have an idea as to how he wants to set it up. Making sure that his near post is covered. Irving to deliver this one straight into the wall. Possibly perfect placement. Here's an effort that didn't have a lot of power, and I suspect it was going wide as well from Elshot. Speed, continuing to show confidence in his defense. Same back three. Giovanni Leng, Richard King, and Kyle Ming. Hasn't been a lot of rotation around the back there. Wearing the number 7 this evening.
Instead of his customary 15.
Yes. Must have been the shirt size. Why Ronaldo Webster didn't have it, or didn't get it, I should say. Hoping that there is no beef there.
Webster has on the 15.
He has on the 15.
Yeah.
Had to be shirt size. Had to be.
Well, it's fitting in pretty snug.
That it is. Again, trying to make their way forward. Good play from Ronaldo Robinson. Irving gave himself a little bit too much work, but will get the throw for his team. Gets Leng involved. Ming goes long. He was looking to get Brian Elshot into the action. Cavalier, they've lost out. McCullough finding Gibson. Leonardo Gibson to O'Dane Murray. Gibson, can he get a good cross inside the area? Oh, that was poor actually. Really poor. And Cavalier looking to break. Irving to Robinson. Ronaldo Robinson. Goes around the defender, sends this one inside. It wasn't a bad cross, you know, but nobody there to attack it as it went dangerously across the area. That was a good opportunity for Cavalier, as I think it's Sterling that needs some attention. Yeah, it appears to be a knee issue. But we're almost midway the first half. There's few spectators and sponsors, of course, inside the venue for the Lynk Cup. A little bit later on, we'll see Harbourview in action as we take a look at the few Mount Pleasant fans inside the complex. But Harbourview, of course, playing a little bit later on. They've won the Knockout Cup in Jamaica the most, 5 times. The last time that they would have won it would have been in the 2002-2003 season, where it would have been 3 in a row after they got by Hazard United at the time. Lovely ball inside the area, trying to make a nuisance of himself inside the box was Dwayne Allen. The whistle went, and it's going to be a free kick to Mount Pleasant. Yeah. Went high and committed the infringement there. Yeah, so Harbourview, the Stars of the East, will be facing off with the Chapelton Maroons. I suspect that they have a lot to play for. I don't expect... Well, they actually may make a few changes, you know, but not in the mindset of resting players, I would think. This is the only trophy that they can win. They are in danger of being relegated, Chapelton Maroons.
More than danger.
Yeah.
I think at this stage it's basically a reality.
Peter Gould, of course, is the owner of Mount Pleasant. He has high expectations of these two. Ferguson on the left, Whitmore on the right. And although his eyes would, of course, be firmly set on the Premier League, the Lynk Cup wouldn't be too bad. Of course, I don't think they care too much about the $1.6 million prize money, Mount Pleasant.
But their dip in form has come just at the point it came last year as well. You do remember them starting very well. They were undefeated in their first 8 games last season. This season at the top of the Premier League for so long, and then now, you know, a bad run, losing form at the wrong point of the season. Yes, obviously they're still firmly positioned to go to the playoffs, but as I said, no wins in 6. And last year, as you remember, their playoff run was dismal.
Murray trying to get one inside the area. It's come through to Merrick. Merrick decides to go aerial. Not sure if that was the best option with so many defenders in front of him. And now he goes the other way. Cavalier trying to go forward, and McCleary was never going to win that physical battle, one would think. Oh, nice touch forward from Sterling, and again he continues his run. Momentum slightly gone though. Sterling sends this one inside the area, and no issues really for Irving as it goes behind for a goal kick to his team, Cavalier. But nice movement from Mount Pleasant there.
Yeah, no surprise that it's taken both these teams a while to get things right on the attacking side of things. As I said, that is where they've made their major changes to the starting lineup, and these would be players that haven't scored a lot of goals for their clubs, and the chemistry would just be off. I think of Tivoli, who beat Double Holden 2-0 yesterday, and they really had nothing going in the first 40 minutes of the game, and then out of the blue the two forwards, Fuller and Lawrence, linked up, and it was a beauty, but it did take a while.
Oh, ball is played through. Gibson swings it across, and the clearance is eventually made by Cavalier. Lovely first touch from Ronaldo Robinson, but he's gone into traffic there. Long ball, hopeful ball over the top, and put behind by King. There's Mackinson Cadet
from the Turks and Caicos Islands.
Caicos Islands, yes.
Yeah.
Another
played
import
in the Nations League.
Yeah,
played in the Nations League just a couple of weeks ago. Was very impressive in the central midfield position. Did earn himself a start in Cavaliers' last match in the Premier League. And now he's back in for the Lynk Cup. 22-year-old.
Well, here's a corner kick to be had by Mount Pleasant. This one is swung at the near post, and he was trying to get a touch on it, you know. Rankin. Sterling lines up an effort. Bartlett holds on.
He's 18 years of age, Sterling. Did captain the Harbourview under-17 team. That did very well. Malachi Sterling. Now with the Mount Pleasant Academy, still a youngster, still a schoolboy. Versatile player in the schoolboy competition. Did play Manning Cup for Wolmer's, but he's now at Jamaica College in 5th form. And he's thought of highly by the Jamaica College coaching staff.
And obviously the Mount Pleasant
staff. Exactly. And his coach is here.
Yep, at JC, Davian Ferguson. King switching the play. That's a nice first touch, you know, from Irving. Pass should have been better though. Making a run out of defense before he was clipped.
I think there was an attempt initially to try and play the advantage, and then Robinson realized there was none. Melvin Doxley, hard challenge. Strong challenge, hard fall. Two men from the Eastern Caribbean, I was about to say.
And I'm playing against his former team as well, Melvin Doxley.
Yeah.
Was with Cavalier for a couple of seasons. Won the title with them as well 2 seasons ago.
Was arguably their player of the season as well, Melvin Doxley, that year. St. Lucian.
Which is probably why Mount Pleasant came calling.
Hasn't had a lot of playing time.
Almost didn't recognize Peter Prendergast there. Former FIFA referee.
In the middle.
In the middle. Nothing decisive so far in this contest. I spoke with Owen Hill before the start of the competition. I'll get back to that shortly. Yeah, the whistle went. Spoke with Owen Hill before the start of the competition and asked him the reason why there are 2 legs, and the simple answer was that more football.
Is he sure the clubs wanted more football?
Well, I'm sure he's speaking on behalf of the professional footballers of Jamaica.
Okay. But fair enough, right? There haven't been many complaints either. In fact, when you have asked most of the coaches, they have welcomed the competition and thought that a change of format could be good and an opportunity to use their full squad and give players opportunity.
The second legs though might be a little bit spicier because it lacks a little something for the first leg.
The only thing I could say is, which you mentioned at the start, is maybe they could relook at the times for the matches, because the idea is to get these games well supported, especially considering the fact that Lynk are offering a $25,000 cash prize to a fan who is here.
Really?
Yes.
Can we get that?
Well, not you.
Well, that's unfortunate.
You ain't a fan.
I'm a fan of wonderful football. I'm a fan of you.
But yeah.
Goodness me, it's probably the easiest odds that anyone will have today.
Oh, well, in terms of the fans, yeah.
Yes.
You have to have paid to enter. That's one of the criteria.
Well.
And also, it is sent to you through the Lynk app, of course. But yeah, good incentive from the competition. As you mentioned, 1.6 for the winner, 1.4 for second place.
I thought that was a little bit too close for my liking, to be fair. Like, the difference of just $200,000, like, I'm not a huge fan of that at all. If you lose the final, you should feel it.
$1,050,000 for third place.
Again, too close.
And $800,000 for fourth position. So it is, yeah, closely staggered.
It is.
But it's just great to see the private sector getting involved in football from that perspective, pumping money into it. Incentives as well, as you said, $5,000 for each goal scored. We saw 3 and 2, 5 goals yesterday.
That was sold short, and McCleary is through on goal here. And the challenge coming from Shaquan Davis proving to be enough. But again, mix up at the back. And McCleary couldn't quite capitalize for Cavalier.
His touch was poor though, McCleary. That second touch just to set himself was way too heavy, and he brought Shaquan Davis into the equation. And the ex-Heidel star did well. Look at it here. Good work here by McCleary, but then that touch there, way too heavy. And it just brought Davis.
There was a bit of a bubble though, wasn't there? Couldn't quite get it under his spell. Davis saw the opportunity, went out and attacked and did enough.
Was strong, was decisive. We saw some of that kind of goalkeeping from Kewan Watkins in the first quarterfinal for Tivoli Gardens. I thought he was outstanding. The Tivoli #1 in terms of his work put in. And it was that kind of decisive goalkeeping that Shaquan Davis showed there.
I'd say that he'd be brave, but to be fair, McCleary is about half his size. So he wasn't threatened, really, but still good work from the custodian.
Yeah. He has had many fans from his time in schoolboy football, Shaquan Davis, one of the many Heidel goalkeepers that they have produced. Very good goalkeepers coming out of the Heidel school in Manning Cup football. Shaquan Davis, Nicholas Clark, now the newest of them, Davai Payton.
Yeah.
Who is at Portmore United, the 17-year-old.
Oh. Mount Pleasant will get the throw close to the corner flag here. They're moving quickly. Murray delivers this one to the back post and couldn't do a whole lot with it on that occasion. Dwight Merrick. There's a ball inside the area that Davis will handle well from Gadil Irving. So less than 10 minutes to go in the first half, plus I don't think there will be a lot of time added for stoppages. I don't think. Cavalier again with the foray forward. Another whistle on the play, and McCleary again goes down. It's a free kick to Cavalier. Can they capitalize on this, Cavalier? Again, it's Elshot who is behind this one. Sends this high inside the area. It was deflected before Khaled could get behind it, you know. Leng has it now for Cavalier. That wasn't the best pass from him. Murray sends it out wide. Elshot again. And good defending, good strong defending in the end from Shaquille Dyer. Nice first touch. Flag goes up though. Yep. Gibson caught in it. Elshot does well to keep it, and didn't know a lot about that one, did King.
Let go Cavalier, let go Cavalier. Left side, man coming in, left side. Man on, King. Man on. Lynk, that's where you want to now. That's where you want to. I'm not.
Did really well there with McCleary. And now Irving pressing forward. Davis is off his line. And the effort into the sidelet thing. Again, it was Dwayne Allen in the thick of things. Not sure if that was the best decision from Davis, but in the end it worked out for him. Probably applying the pressure, which forced Dwayne Allen in taking the shot from such an acute angle.
Yeah. Not many scenarios in the 18-yard area for either team so far. It's been a pretty sedate first half, it must be said.
To say the least, actually.
From two of the best scoring teams in the Premier League.
But obviously without their top scorers.
Both these teams have managed 73 goals in the Premier League between them this season. 39 for Cavalier, 34 for Mount Pleasant. First and third respectively in terms of goal scoring and their position on the table.
So the more you score.
Yeah.
Long throw from Leng inside the area. Oh, it has reached him, you know, and McCleary trying to go between a couple of massive defenders.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. Really just tried to slip his way through. But I suspect he wasn't small enough.
Not Shaquille Dyer.
There's Cavalier once more. Yeah, he's a unit, isn't he?
Rankin.
Yep. Leng is also a unit, but he moves so freely with the ball. Try to get rid of Gibson on that occasion. There are some of the stars of Mount Pleasant looking on in the stands, including one of their holding midfielders, Alwyn Harvey.
Yeah, a few of the players, of course, not on the squad list today, but still here supporting. Good to see.
I think some changes are going to be made for the second half.
For sure.
Yeah.
Portmore made some electric changes in their 2-1 win yesterday, and that's what brought them the winner. Alex Marshall, a main part of that.
He is box office, isn't he?
Yeah.
Alex Marshall.
Came on with another one of the St. Lucian players. Can you guess who? Alvinus Myers.
The goal scorer,
yeah,
scoring the winner there. I'm sure he's going to be splitting the 5,000 Jamaican dollars with him. It was really wonderful work from Marshall.
That skill to get away with from, was it Frankson? I think it was something to behold.
He's been offering some viral moments this season so far, Alex Marshall.
Enjoying his football as well, which is good to see. Plays with a smile on his face.
Always, even from his playing days at St. George's College.
Yeah. I like that part about him. Lots of personality.
There's the dink, and no issues there for Bartlett.
Bartlett makes sure that whoever it was overlapping would not run into him.
Allen on it. Just a couple of minutes of stoppages to be played, we're hearing. Yep, literally 2 minutes. Now there's some cloud cover at the Anthony Sporting Sports Complex, and it's a lot cooler as well. Players should enjoy that.
Not them alone.
Ball sent across, and reading that well was Sterling. King. Ming. Irving. Allen. Not quite penetrative as yet. Cavalier. Leng switching the play. And the ball played first time inside the area. Wasn't the most convincing first touch, but the clearance eventually made by Murray. And here is King. They have a little time remaining. Cavalier, ball played inside the area, and the clearance in the end coming off McCleary, and Davis was alert again. We've elapsed the 2 minutes for stoppages. Should hear the whistle in a minute now. Play continues. Well, he's seen enough now. That's the end of the first half. He hasn't been involved at all at Roy Bygrave, and such has been the output from the attackers. But to be fair, he has been in a graveyard shift, and Mount Pleasant will probably change it up. So too Cavalier for the second half, as the Lynk Cup Quarter-Final first leg continues here at the Anthony Sporting Sports Complex. Still lots to look forward to. At the halftime interval though, Cavalier 0, Mount Pleasant 0.
Quarter-final action is continuing here at the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex. But after 45 minutes, Cavalier and Mount Pleasant haven't found a way past each other. It's 0-0 between two of the top teams in the Premier League. First half highlights. Tyrone Robinson, the man with the whistle, and Mount Pleasant in the full white, coming forward early. Not really disturbing the goal of Vina Bartlett at that point. Then a shot from wide, Bartlett getting down early. And acrobatic clearance coming in from Cadet. Then this strike from outside the area from Gibbison, always wide, no problems for Bartlett. And then this poor defensive error here. Ronaldo Robinson on the left foot, wearing the number 16 today, pulling his shot wide. He does have a talented left foot, but couldn't sort it out. Another talented left footer there, Malachi Sterling, coming into the starting lineup, the 18-year-old who attends Jamaica College, with a strike, but it was easily saved. Then this should have been 1-0. Bad touch there by McCleary, his second, and he brought Shaquan Davis into the equation, who saved well and was strong on the ball. So the statistics, nothing on target yet for Cavalier from their 4 attempts. 2 on target for Mount Pleasant from 4 as well. 13 fouls between the two, and Tyrone Robinson hasn't issued any cards just yet. Just the 1 offside for Mount Pleasant. They have also had 2 corners, and Cavaliers' Vino Bartlett has made 2 saves. Majority of the possession for Mount Pleasant, but after 45 minutes, it's 0-0 between these 2 blockbuster teams of the Premier League here in the Lynk Cup. We go to a break, but we leave you with highlights from yesterday's first 2 quarterfinals: Tivoli Dumbleholden and Portmore United versus Malines. Full match highlights. Carvel Banton, the man with the whistle. Dumbleholden with a chance. Peter McGregor had quite a few opportunities, especially in the first half, and just couldn't hit the target. That strike was wide initially, and then Stephen Barnett with a header wide of the upright as well. Tivoli didn't have much in the first half in terms of going forward. Not many opportunities. Barnett again on the left-hand side into McGregor. This time the strike was on target and did cross the line, but the officials didn't see. And so play continued. Tivoli, a lucky escape. And what an escape it would be. Peter McGregor with another opportunity, this time too central with the strike. And it was well saved. This one he should have buried. Watkins made himself big though. Put off the striker. And McGregor wide. And then this moment, it was a beauty after 40 minutes from Tommy Lawrence. Cushioned header by Nicalia Fuller, that was intelligent. And the first touch here, brilliant. And then the strike, unstoppable by Tommy Lawrence. His second of the season in all competitions. And Tivoli, against the run of play, were 1-0 ahead. Carry that into the second half. Tivoli continuing to come forward. And Alton Lewis into the area. Lewis with a strike, blocked. Lewis again with a strike, saved by Carlos Robinson, and then cleared by Dumbleholden. Chevoy Watkin on the end of it. The orange and black on Tivoli continue to come forward there. Lots of mix-up inside the area. There was Lewis, who is good from the dead ball, into the area. Tommy Lawrence again, eyeing up a second, but this time the volley was wide. And then this defensive mistake by Chevoy Watkin, who is usually so solid. It fell to the teenager, but it was a very senior finish by the number 11. Composed, opened up his body so well to give himself options, and oh, he sold it. And Robinson went the wrong way into the near corner. Fuller, back-to-back goals, and 2-0 for Tivoli Gardens. That was Brian Burkett, who came on as a substitute, placing the ball into the area. McGregor didn't read it in time. And then, yeah, a dull moment for Tivoli, where they were reduced to 10 players. Barrington Price sent off for his second yellow card. A foul on Peter McGregor. But Tivoli already had an unsaleable lead. McGregor with a header there off the crossbar. Watkins beaten on that occasion, but the frame saving him. And Tivoli Gardens, a good day's work. Yeah, here we go. Malines in there, full yellow, coming forward early. Nicholas Nelson with a strike. Benjamin Williams well positioned. And yeah, kept themselves out of danger Then Rudolph Austin with an acrobatic attempt, which was pretty tame and easy. Nicholas Nelson getting into the area. Right-footed shot across the area. Benjamin Williams handling well on that occasion, not allowing a second attempt. Javon Brown with the delivery, headed on by Nicholas Nelson again. And this was a strike from Taraj Andrews. Benjamin Williams, easy for him. Again, Portmore United, they would get into the box. Siobhan Walsh looking up, no help, went for the near post. And Harrison was equal to the task. Portmore coming into their own little by little. Then this attempt, Stephen Young with the assist. He thought to Jaheen Rose, but he was in an offside position. Then Nicholas Nelson with the pass here, would go for the rebound, got there before Williams, clumsy by Benjamin Williams, giving up a penalty. And his brother Jeremy would convert, one of the best penalties we've seen this season. Excellent penalty into the far corner, pace, precision, and confidence. And Malines would take that lead after just 57 minutes. But then this moment, a corner into the area, not cleared by Malines fully. Portmore making it difficult. Header back into the box. Nicoy Gale. Walsh with a strike. It would come to Young, and he would make no mistake. With the left foot into the middle of the goal. 1-1. That was just 2 minutes later. Here the battle here. Nicoy Gale, the schoolboy. Good strength here. Walsh has been in hot form. And the rebound came to Stephen Young, who doubled his tally on the season. 1 in the league, 1 in the Lynk Cup. And the man from Trelawney making it 1-1 after 59. Portmore right back into it. Wasn't he elated, Stephen Young? He had a top performance, a man of the match performance. Nicholas Nelson wanted to cause more damage, but his strike went into the side netting. And Portmore just kept coming forward. Alex Marshall onto the park. We spoke about the impact he could have. Look at this. Whoops! There you go. Right-footed to the back post. And what a finish. Alvinus Myers' strength and concentration. But this bit of skill here. Oh, the confidence by Alex Marshall. Out of the picture was Frankson. And Myers, for his first of the season, he kept his eyes on it right through. Portmore 2-1 after 87 minutes. They get the win and take the lead into the second leg. A last opportunity for Malines, Jason Wright, but look at that challenge from Stephen Young. A man of the match performance for their number 4.
the Anthony Sporting Sports Complex as we prepare for second half action in the Lynk Cup. First leg quarter-final action, Cavalier and Mount Pleasant still locked at 0-0 here. Chris Taylor, we did mention the first half that we do anticipate changes. I don't see a lot of movement on the bench, but what are your thoughts on this matchup so far?
I don't think a whole lot will change until, well, will happen until we see some changes, especially up front. No surprise that the first half was as it is, where teams still trying to find their footing, especially in the final third, safe defensively, because most of the defensive composition of both these teams are the same.
Oh, Cavalier making three
there
changes,
is some
actually.
action. Yeah. So much for no action on the bench.
There's the action now.
Yeah. So Cavalier making the first move.
We did anticipate it. We didn't reckon that it was going to happen, and so it has.
Yeah.
And it's the
front three.
The front three.
Yeah. Two who have been very active in terms of goal scoring. They were the two scorers, Colin Anderson and Dwayne Atkinson, in the round of 16, where they won that game against Mobay United. And the two top scorers for the club this season, so no surprise they're being brought on. As I say, Rudolph Speed not waiting any longer. Stefan Duar confirms it with his board, and Ronaldo Webster as well. Not as prolific as them so far this season, but he does have 4 goals, which is better than his return in the entire season last year. 4 goals and an assist for him. Former St. Elizabeth Technical and Woolmer's schoolboy player.
And the second half is now underway. What difference will we see from Cavalier with the 3 changes?
Yeah, that's got to be a foul by a Tafari Bygrave, not even looking at the ball and then jumping into the defender. I would think from a Mount Pleasant perspective, I would probably leave a Tafari Bygrave, but maybe bring on someone to help him, maybe a Morris.
Well,
I think they need to be a little bit more expressive, Mount Pleasant, just playing with that one forward player. Maybe asking him to do a bit too much against a sturdy defense line. And a quick defense line as well.
Exactly. Foul from McCullough. Webster trying to take it quickly, and he does. An opportunity here for Cavalier through Elshot. Elshot pulls it back. Twisting, turning Atkinson straight to Shaquan Davis.
Lovely move right away. You see the difference. Confidence up front. And yeah, Mount Pleasant better watch themselves.
I reckon that Shaquan Davis may have a lot of work to do between the sticks. Here's the ball inside the area, finding Colin Anderson. Couldn't quite keep it. Now it goes the other way. Gibbison looking for options. Merrick. Oh, that was Sterling rather. Atkinson collecting it deep. Murray. Forced to play back to his goalkeeper. Davis had to make the clearance quickly, and this was bearing down on him. Just to confirm the change, Anderson came on for Robinson, who didn't do too badly, I thought, in the first half. Webster replaced Dwayne Allen.
Also didn't look threatening though, Ronaldo Robinson, apart from that strike early in the game from way out. So I think what they want is more movement.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot more movement and threat up front, which certainly Atkinson and Anderson will bring. don't think McCleary's an out-and-out striker. He's more of a midfielder, McCleary. But as you said, an opportunity, and that's what Rudolph Speed was looking to give some of the players. And instead of forcing his regular 11 to play on 90 minutes or close to that, just 45 instead.
Free kick to Mount Pleasant. They have sent bodies inside the area, about 6 of them, and a 7th is arriving. Here's a floated ball inside the area and enough Cavalier defenders back there. Merrick sends it out wide. It's an opportunity for Gibbison, who's forced away from goal. Now Ranking trying to play it inside to Bygrave, and Cavalier back in numbers. Oh, what a turn that was from Atkinson. And a ball to Anderson. The flag stays down. Anderson inside the box. Can he convert? It's Anderson across the face of goal. And it's put behind by Ronaldo Webster. Wonderful counter-attacking football from Cavalier. And all 3 subs were involved in that goal. And that's what you call clinical. Brilliant from Cavalier as they take the lead over Mount Pleasant.
Yeah. Cavalier throwing the first punch, making the first move, and it's paid off right away, just 4 minutes in. Great turn initially by Dwayne Atkinson, and then the outside of the right boot to free Anderson, who certainly has the pace and speed. And this time, just waiting, showing good patience there, and Webster ever willing to overlap. His first goal in the Lynk Cup, and the first of the afternoon for Cavalier. They take the 1-0 advantage. Good move, good change with all speed. And good decisiveness from the front 3.
It's another level, isn't it? It really is another level, and it's something to smile about. That was just wonderful. How will he respond? How will Mount Pleasant respond now that they are behind in this first leg? Merrick gets Sterling involved. The give and go working. Sterling gets it back.
And of course that must be remembered as well, that it's two-legged. These ties, it's not a one-off match, so still an opportunity for teams to recover and get back into it.
An apology from Ming. Sterling.
Of course, no Trevante Stewart on the bench today. No.
Though this could be an issue.
I doubt it. No Trevante Stewart, no Demario Phillips on the bench. So, yeah. Not a lot of striking options. In fact, no striking options really for Mount Pleasant when you look at their bench. I more think Ricardo Morris might be more the foil for Ataforai Bygrave. Could probably work well together.
Maybe Shandy James could get a look in as well.
Yeah, more of a midfield change though. James doesn't score very often. Donovan Segri, a hybrid kind of player, can play wide, can play in the middle. So you look at that, I mean, Mount Pleasant haven't been very fluent in the middle either. Not a lot of creativity, so some of those players could make a difference. Kimone Bailey as well does play in that middle, can play wide.
Atkinson does well to win it, and then lost it. Couldn't quite supply. Colin Anderson. Good work there. Atkinson again with a wonderful first touch. The run continues as it's pulled back for Webster. Well,
went out of play.
It did. Yep.
Yeah. Took a little bit too long on the overlap. Was it Irving overlapping?
I think it was Elshot over on that far side.
Was it?
No, it was Irving.
Yeah, it was Irving with a pass here. Just waited too long. He got there, you know, but then hesitated.
The shot was going wide anyway. Before it was blocked, but yeah, did cross the line. Cavalier, they look a different beast now with 3 changes.
I'm not sure they looked a beast in the first half. Maybe more stuffed toy.
Maybe. Anderson was fouled, and the yellow card is going to be shown to Shaquille Dyer. Being a little bit too aggressive. Yeah.
Former captain of Dumbar Holding, Shaquille Dyer, was a captain last season when they went all the way to the final. And then one of the many players that disappeared in the transfer window for Dumbar Holding. Making his way to Mount Pleasant now and stalwart in the starting lineup for them.
Atkinson is behind this one. 5 players to aim for inside the box, looking to get on the end of it. He is a quality player, is Atkinson. Can they go 2 up? Here's Atkinson's delivery. I said too much.
Yeah, disappointing. He knows it as well. His reaction shows it. Was going for the back post, but yeah.
Enjoy him while we can, though. I'm not sure how much longer he'll be in Jamaica. Had high hopes to go overseas, Dwayne Atkinson.
There is word that himself and Richard King might be on their way out shortly. Just 2 more of the many players we've seen transition from the Cavalier squad. We've heard of good things for their most recent exits in Kenroy Campbell, who is in Moldova. Is it? Yeah, Moldova, doing very well. Apparently he went for a season-long loan and they've liked him so much they want to sign him fully. That's excellent news. And Lamont Rochester, the youngster from St. George's, he's been signed on a full contract by the Chicago Fire in the MLS. So that's a big deal. Versatile player, can play at wing back, left back preferably, and in the middle of the park as well. Still just 19 years of age, Rochester. When you think about Dwayne Atkinson, he's been playing so long and he's only 20.
Yeah. We've been calling his name so many times from his Kingston College days in the Manning Cup as well. Mount Pleasant. This one sent in high, looking for Merrick. That's a lot of passion for a throw, which is what Webster has brought to this Cavalier team this afternoon, including the goal.
Here are the changes. Interesting, to say the least.
Topi is going to come on, and he's going to replace Ladiel Ritchie.
Yeah.
And Shandy James, as I mentioned before, is coming onto the park as well.
For Shaquille Dyer. Well. So 2 big centre-backs. I can understand Ritchie, especially with the pacey players coming on, not the quickest anymore, Ladiel Ritchie in his 30s now. And they would have gone for Topi, a much younger centre-back. Quicker national representative as well.
Former Cavalier player too. There he is on the ball getting his first touch.
Yeah. He might be better able to match the speed, if ever there is one, of Anderson and Atkinson.
I'm not sure about matching it, but his presence will be known. Let's just say that. And he knows these players well from his time with them, with Cavalier.
So a slight change in the formation because Shaquille Dyer has come off as well. So Doxley, who would have been playing initially in the middle of the park, has dropped a bit deeper.
A bit.
Yeah.
He has played centre back before, and he did play so for Cavalier. Did Melvin Doxley.
And he has played there for the St. Lucia national team with great success.
Yes.
The St. Lucia national team, 4 wins on the trot in League C of the Nations League and promoted to League B without a blemish. The Stern John coach team.
And he's part of the reason why they don't have any blemishes, Melvin Doxley.
Yeah, so understandable that he's moved back to that position. He started today playing in the attacking midfield role, which was a big surprise to me. But yeah.
McCullough is going to go into the referee's book for kicking the ball away after the whistle had gone. Ball over the top, looking for L shot. Goal kick. Has to confirm the yellow card to McCullough for kicking the ball away.
Looks like they've moved to a 3-man back line with McCullough joining the back line as well. So it's McCullough, Topi and Doxley at the back, it looks like.
Oh, nice movement inside from Sterling. And was not the same wavelength with Bygrave.
Is it more of a 3-4-3 now, I wonder, from Mount Pleasant?
Well, here's Anderson. Oh, Atkinson was cut down there. Still with a smile on his face, though, doing Atkinson. So what will happen here? Free kick to Cavalier. It's another dangerous situation for Mount Pleasant to handle. Here it comes, inside the area. Davis got a punch on it. Elshot did enough to put it in the touch and allow his team to reset. Oh, that was poor from Sterling. Just kept his eyes, moved his eyes off the ball. There's a punch from Davis. Did enough to get it away from King. King does well. Cadet doesn't. And it goes the other way. Well,
yeah,
only for Ming to recover.
Asking too much of Bygrave there, and you could see the disappointment on his face. That should have been accurate, and look at that touch.
Lovely collection from Dwayne Atkinson. And
he's fast, but not that fast. Can't get them right all the time, Dwayne Atkinson. He's frustrated with himself. Didn't need to ask that much of Colin Anderson.
No.
You know he's a sub-11 man, but still.
The pass in the lead up to the goal, though, was just spectacular the outside of his right foot. Here is Merrick with a dink at the back post. And did enough there in the end. Did Gadale Irving.
Yeah, I thought at first Irving was taking a real chance by dipping, because then he welcomed Murray to jump over him with a header, but
they take the corner kick quickly though. Murray sends this one high, and no issues there for Bartlett on this occasion. L-shot. L-shot goes long. Flag stays down. It's Atkinson. Oh, he's dragged it wide. Didn't make a proper connection. Dwayne Atkinson. He knew it. It's a big chance. Really a big chance for Cavalier to go 2-0 up.
Lovely pass. Great first touch by Atkinson. Set it perfectly for himself. And just that strike. Yeah. His strikes have been a bit inconsistent the last couple of weeks. We do remember one of the last games they played at the Ashenheim Stadium where he had about 3 or 4 of his shots that were just miscued, and there's another example of it. But yeah, his first touch was brilliant. And just set it perfectly for the strike.
Well, Anderson is offside.
Out of the blocks way too early there, Anderson.
Term that he'll be used to. Starting to Merrick. Merrick again being a little bit too slight on the ball.
Atkinson's touch is really on song today.
Oh, he's onside now, but Davis using his head. And also using his head. Rankin. McCullough now. Sterling with a delivery inside looking for Bygrave. Webster. Too much. Cavalier, they have given a rest to one Christopher Ainsworth, who's not in the squad. Has been their most consistent player, possibly, outside of Colin Anderson this season. Ainsworth, the left wing back. Webster. 2 in a row. Bygrave losing it. Atkinson there being a thorn. Lovely ball back from Atkinson to Anderson. Surely this is 2. It's Atkinson again. Wonderful save from Shaquan Davis. Well, it was almost clear cut, wasn't it? Anderson wanting to be unselfish there, providing Atkinson who couldn't finish.
Yeah, I think they're trying to be a little bit too cute though. Anderson took way too long here. Just look at how he got away into the box. Then, yeah, it was a fortuitous that ball got to
that's a big save,
Atkinson.
you know?
Yeah, it's a great save. But look at it here. I'm not sure he meant that pass there, which was actually behind Atkinson, so it forced him to take a touch. Brilliant save, Shaquan Davis. But yeah, they got to be a little bit more clinical, those two. And Rudolph Speed is saying it to them as well. That should be a second goal. I think Anderson just took too long initially. The pass wasn't the best. Forced Atkinson to have to check his run. And then Shaquan Davis came up big again. You did say he was a big unit.
Yeah. On that occasion, Cavalier was like a cat playing with a mouse on that occasion. But then the mouse was slipping away.
Yeah,
what a big
like
chance
Jerry.
that was. Yeah. Like Jerry. This young generation, they don't know what's missing.
Yeah. Fabian Reed, he transitions a couple generations.
That's not nice, Christela.
Well, he's been around a long time, I'm sure he'll admit it. Lots of experience.
Call him Parker Blacks.
Yeah.
Right up there on the goal scorers charts as well for Arnett Gardens in the Jamaica Premier League.
Yeah. Arnett Gardens eliminated in the round of 16.
Yeah, to Portman United.
3-2 loss. What is it? 13 now in the Premier League for Fabian Reid?
Indeed. Just 2 behind Colin Anderson and 1 behind Trevante Stewart.
Anderson off the mark in the Lynk Cup as well. Did go 5 games in the Premier League without a goal. But he's back.
That he is. Ming in the way. Much better second half compared to the first. Much better game, I should say, based on the changes that were made by Cavalier. One well. Atkinson gets it from Anderson, returns it to Anderson. Irving. Wasted the ball inside the area. He was looking for Webster though. And that's a collision that couldn't have been avoided, I suppose. Instigated by Elshot.
Look at how much space in the middle of the park now.
Yep. Bygrave.
Looking for movement and there wasn't much.
Legs saw it all the way.
Yeah.
Nicely done from Merrick. He has space to shoot. That's a wonderful block, you know. Thinking that was King with a block. They were appealing for a handled ball there.
I thought it was Cadet actually. Let's see. Put in your wager.
Well, here's Mount Pleasant again. McCullough. Here's Shandy James. McCullough again. Ball played inside the area. It's a good ball, you know, that's nodded away by Ming. And it's a corner kick to Mount Pleasant. Sterling is down. Has signaled to the bench that he needs to come up. But as we take a look at the replay here, what happened? Wow.
Ooh.
Well, we need another angle to confirm.
Ming in picture. Ming was there as well, but so was King. You were right.
I was.
Yeah, not sure who it came off in the end. Could have been an arm. I guess the referee Tyrone Robinson is saying that maybe the proximity is the issue.
Sterling suffering from a bit of cramp. He did make a signal to the bench that he required substitution. And we do see some movement on the bench for Mount Pleasant.
They aren't eligible.
Bailey getting ready to come on. And so to a couple others for Mount Pleasant.
Kimoni Bailey, one of the players making his way from Dumble Holding last season. Had a good playoff period for Dumble Holding. Will add some width and pace to this Mount Pleasant attack.
So, they do have a corner kick, Mount Pleasant. And it's sent across the area and it's put across the line by a tough Roy Bygrave. Again, the poacher we know he is. He had space inside the area and he converted from close range, and that is the equalizer Mount Pleasant craved. It's 1-1.
Excellent assist from Jamoy Topi, using his height there and an intelligent header back across the area. And as you said, a Tafoy Bygrave, striker's instincts in the right place at the right time. Look at that header from Topi, rising high and using his height to good effect. Brilliant back across the box. A deflection, but it was always on target from a Tafoy Bygrave. And 2 goals in 2 games for the big striker, the number 11, and 3 on the season in all competitions for a Tafoy Bygrave, last year's top goal scorer. And just like that, Mount Pleasant are back in it. That's why you have got to take your chances, Cavalier.
Yeah.
A second and a third goal for Cavalier there would really have put the game beyond Mount Pleasant and even deflated them. But by keeping it alive,
they've kept the tie alive. Kibran Campbell has made his way on the park, and Donovan Sigri as well as Kimoni Bailey. Shaquan Davis just receiving a little bit of attention. Now Mount Pleasant, they've made their move, with the 3 changes being made. Poor ball intercepted, and Webster trying to find Anderson in there. Just to confirm the changes that Campbell did come on for Malachi Sterling, and Bailey's on the park for O'Dane Murray. And Sigri is also on the field of play, replacing Leonardo Rankin. Well, that was awkward. Long ball to Merrick. His team gets the corner kick. Shandy James has come across to take it. I think he's stealing a couple of yards there, and the referee is putting him in his place. I think he knows every blade of grass here at the Total Sporting Sports Complex, Shandy James. There's delivery. Looking again for Topi. Merrick has gone to fetch, trying to get Bailey involved. Clearance made though, and it's put into touch by Irving. Bailey with the throw. Bygrave drags that one, and Bartlett, no issues there. Ming. Oh, miscue, and Webster is on it. And Webster sends it inside the area, and Davis had his eyes on it. Couldn't release as quickly as he wanted to. Sigri losing that battle, but was bailed out by Doxley. Leng feeding Dwayne Atkinson. The flag is up against him though. Bailey. James. Oh, lovely ball to Bygrave. Merrick was screaming for it. He plays it out wide. Campbell needs a good delivery. And it's handled well. Well, not well. Well, eventually he gathers it. Bartlett. There was an infringement on the play as well.
Mount Pleasant coming into the game a lot more now. That goal has made a real difference. And the changes as well. A bit more width, a bit more pace, more support for Tafaroy Bygrave, which we didn't see in the first half. And now Cavalier have resorted to long passes, which is not really
not their forte
style per se.
Yeah. Oh, ooh. Davis. Oh, goodness me. The first touch almost got him into trouble there. Here's Mount Pleasant again. James looking for options. Murray. James, lovely ball to McCullough. Kimani Campbell now. Oh, they still managed to get it back and didn't quite utilize the outlet well on that occasion. Looked to have been Sigree. McCullough gets it again. James to Bailey. Campbell again. Bailey making a run, trying to find Bailey, who goes down inside the area. They're looking for a call there, Mount Pleasant, but so too Ming apparently.
Yeah, I think if anything, Bailey fouled Ming. No chance of a penalty there.
Ten minutes to go in this first leg quarterfinal. Davis likes living on the edge, apparently. Leng. Ball over the top. Irving gives chase. Keeps it in play. Gets help from Atkinson. Oh, Atkinson! And wasn't there an infringement on that occasion? Well, a goal kick has been awarded. Atkinson cannot believe that he didn't get the free kick there. And I'm agreeing with him. That was blatant.
I agree with you as well. Thought he was definitely blocked. And had shown great skill just to get past the player, looking to use his speed, and was certainly impeded. But Cavalier making that first move, even though they're making more changes now, at the start of the second half, got the goal and had the momentum and didn't make full use of it. A couple good opportunities to score and they were wasteful.
Young Barrett is on for Murray, by the way.
Yeah. And now they have allowed Mount Pleasant to get back into the game, and now Mount Pleasant look the more likely team to go on and get a second.
There's Christopher Ainsworth replacing Gadil Irving, having a bit of a rest today. He plays most of the games, Christopher Ainsworth, usually from start to finish as well.
I guess a sign that Rudolph Speed is definitely still looking for the winner.
Campbell sending it inside. Leng heading it into touch. Bailey trying to get on with things quickly here. Infringement on the play, free kick awarded to Cavalier. The referee says play on. The flag is up for offside against Spygrave. Both teams upset with the referee because he's letting a couple of things slide.
Tyrone Robinson calming things down.
Well, he's trying to. Not quite successful.
Warren Barrett is off the bench now. The assistant coach. Former Reggae Boy captain Warren Barrett.
He's not somebody who gets angry at all,
no.
Warren Barrett.
But he doesn't like that that Tyrone Robinson, in his eyes, is not keeping control of the game.
Well, a yellow card has been flashed. I'm wondering if it was flashed in the direction of
Kyle Ming.
Ming. No, I'm not sure if it's something that was said.
It is Ming.
Oh, play continues. Bakala sends this one inside the area. Ming heads it away, not too far out, and the volley is wide of the mark. Sigri couldn't quite hit the target on that occasion. Oh, lovely header forward, looking for Anderson. King goes long. It's a nice takedown from Webster. Couldn't progress with it though. Lovely first touch from Merrick on this occasion. Trying to switch the play, but Bartlett calls for it. and holds on. Starts an attack immediately. Last touch of Ainsworth.
Ricardo Morris off the bench, giving instructions. Been around a long time. Ricardo Morris, lots of experience.
There he is. I also went to say James Side, not as the same time as Theodore Whitmore's coach, mind you, but
I wouldn't think so.
But he did win the Costa Cup title with them.
Yeah. Theodore Whitmore did lift the bat, as they would say recently, turned 50 years of age.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. Ricardo Morris, quite a few off of that.
Quite a few.
Yeah.
Doesn't look it.
No. What Morris did lift the title with St. James High back in 2008.
I thought you were going to say what Morris does.
Oh. No.
Right. Okay.
Played some football in Scandinavia as well, Ricardo Morris. For a season or so.
Yeah, for about a season and a half, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's a free kick for Mount Pleasant. Merrick is behind this. What can he provide to his teammates? Anderson will get it for Cavalier. Runs into trouble. Bailed out by the referee. King. Who's your player of the game?
Shaquan Davis.
Yeah?
If the scoreline stays the same, for me, Shaquan Davis. I think two telling save especially. Very good between the sticks. You do remember the first half, the chance to McCleary.
Yes.
And then the second chance there to Dwayne Atkinson, where he came up trumps.
And that was before the equalizer.
Yes, I think he's been very steady. Of course, yes, he has been beaten. I don't think he could have done much about that. But
nothing at all.
Apart from that, he's probably the difference maker if it remains a draw.
Anderson coming from onside will keep this one in play. Atkinson making a run inside the box. And that wasn't the best ball. He was trying to mirror what Atkinson did in the lead up to the first goal, but wasn't as successful.
Not nearly so.
Campbell collects well. Bailey now. Kimoni Bailey sends it inside the area, and it goes all the way over to the other side for a throw into Cavalier. Davis with a bit of time management happening. Will get some attention from off the bench. So we may just head into that second leg locked at 1 apiece. We are expecting 4 minutes of stoppages. Yeah, 4 minutes of stoppages to be played now. Oh, that's a lovely header from Anderson, you know. Atkinson couldn't quite catch it in his grasp, but he does well to move away from Topi. Atkinson couldn't get by Topi the second time, though, and Davis was there to mop up. That's when you're playing against a former teammate who knows your every move. Bygrave. Sigree. Campbell to Bailey. Bailey still has Campbell there. Sigree. Bailey. Good movement by Mount Pleasant. Sigree trying to win it back. Bailey's there again. Kimoni Bailey. Bailey tried to go all the way through, was looking for a free kick that was never going to go in his favor.
Tried to buy that one, but it wasn't for sale.
No, it wasn't, and it wasn't enough. Here's Atkinson. Again has Topi in front of him. Webster trying to send it across, and
good
Topi.
Defending.
Yep.
That might have found Anderson had it come across. Good defending, Topi using his height there. Long legs. Topi has done well since coming on as a substitute as well. Had the assist for the Atafor Bygrave equalizer and his defensive shift. He's been very focused and alert. Some telling interceptions. This the last of them. That was good from Topi.
A couple of players down. One of them is Doxley, who had to run back to defend just now. Melvin Doxley for Mount Pleasant, getting some attention inside his own penalty area. Referee just indicating that he should be stretched off.
We see Odette Hamilton in the stands as well.
Seemed to be the referee scoring of that.
FIFA referee Odette Hamilton, central referee as well. In fact, the most senior Jamaican central referee on the female panel.
Indeed. Just enjoying the action. Ball played inside the area. That's a free header, you know.
Ooh.
The clearance eventually made by Bygrave, who was in the right place at the right time.
That was a strange clearance too.
Well, he is a striker.
Yeah, it looked like it came off the end of his boot. But anyhow, got the job done. Somewhat. What a chance to snatch it.
Ainsworth. Ainsworth again to King, trying to get Ainsworth back into the equation, couldn't. And Bailey goes chasing after it and does well. Bailey, Kimoni Bailey, inside the box. Does he need support? Decided to go between the keeper and the near post, and Bartlett had to make the save.
Good save, Bartlett. Started to drift away from the near post at the last moment and had to get down quickly. Not a bad strike by Kimoni Bailey, who certainly favors the left foot. Got power behind it. It probably would have hit the upright. Not sure that that would have snuck in, but Bartlett couldn't take any chances, and good save.
Maybe the final play of the game, Mount Pleasant. Can they get something here? Merrick with the ball inside. It's headed away, and that is that. Wow. The game really picked up in the second half, didn't it? At the end of this one, we're locked at 1 apiece heading into the second leg. Ronaldo Webster opened the scoring for Cavalier. One of 3 subs who had come on at the halftime interval. Atafor Bygrave was in the graveyard shift, you know, but then found the equalizer for Mount Pleasant. There are a couple of opportunities afterwards, but Cavalier unable to convert. They would think that they should have put this one beyond doubt, but nothing doing there in the end. After 90 minutes after the first leg in this quarterfinal fixture in the Lynk Cup, it's 1-1 between Cavalier and Mount Pleasant. Let's take a look at the full-time highlights here. There's not a lot happened in that first half, to be fair. Merrick with an opportunity that saw Bartlett having to make the save. And then this effort well wide of the mark. But there was some mix-up at the back. Ronaldo Robinson dragging that one wide, an opportunity there for Cavalier. And then Sterling, the youngster, with an effort, but easily handled by Bartlett. And then McCleary through on goal. Shaquan Davis brave to get out there and avert the danger. And then the change is made at halftime. Wonderful ball from Atkinson to Colin Anderson across to Ronaldo Webster. Easy does it. What a delightful ball that was from Atkinson. And then Anderson supplying the ball to Ronaldo Webster, who did well running into that one. $5,000 worth the finish. I'm sure he'll share it with Atkinson and Anderson. They were loving it. And they could have had more chances here to go ahead. Cavalier with a number of balls over the top. Atkinson with the opportunity there that was put wide of the mark. And then lovely movement again in the build-up. Anderson finding Atkinson, and what a save that was from Shaquan Davis. And then the equalizer came. Lovely ball inside, nodded back by the former Cavalier player, Jamoy Topi, and it was at a throw by Gray with the finish. Yes, there was a deflection of Elshot, but it was going goalwards. The goal will go to him. And then Kimoni Bailey did well to get by Ronaldo Barrett, and then the save made by Bartlett at the near post, and that was that for this one. Cavalier with 14 shots, 3 of which were on target. Mount Pleasant with 12 shots, ended up with 6 on target in the end. And 2 yellow cards were shown to Mount Pleasant players. And you see they had the majority of the possession as well at 54%.
Shaquan Davis back into the starting lineup. A big game for you today. How do you feel about your performance?
I'm just glad that we didn't lose today. I did my best. I can happily sleep tonight and say I put my all out there today.
You had a tough moment where Dwayne Atkinson was bearing down on you and you got out a strong left hand. What were you thinking when you saw him approaching the goal?
Hold your composure, just keep it, you know. Wait till the ball move, don't go before it. So I had to just be focused and ready.
And in terms of your performance generally for the season, obviously you haven't been between the sticks a lot this season, but how did you feel coming into this game and a big game here against Cavalier?
I was just so hungry for the opportunity. I was so hungry. You wouldn't believe it. So I got the opportunity and I'm making the best of it right now. I'm having the time of my life.
We can see that. Congrats on your performance. Keep smiling and we'll see you soon.
All right, thank you.
Shaquan Davis there. Top performance for Mount Pleasant between the sticks. And in a tough 1-all game here, Theodore Whitmore now joins me. Theodore, not the most fluent game, but you expected that with all the changes you have made, but would you say a fair result?
Yeah, well, definitely. It's a game of two legs. We have played the first leg, so we have completed the first half this afternoon, so we look forward to the next half next week.
When you look at the changes as well, as you said in the first half, maybe a bit pretty blunt going forward, but then with the changes you added a lot more width and support for Tafoa Bygrave, and it led to the goal.
Well, yes, definitely. As I indicate before, we want to give players game time, and we did that. We very positive with some of what we have seen this afternoon, and very pleasing.
And in terms of Tafoa Bygrave playing as a lone striker, we know how fluent he was last season. It hasn't been that way so far this year. Is this the kind of game you want him to find his form in again?
Well, yes, but I think he need a lot more support. This afternoon we didn't think we get enough numbers going forward, and I think that affected us.
All right, entertaining match, safe travels, and get those players fit again, the injured ones.
All right, then, thanks.
Theodore Tapper Whitmore there, head coach of Mount Pleasant. Rudolph Speed now comes into picture. Ruddy, not an easy game, but as I said to Tapper, a pretty fair result at the end of it all.
Suppose so. I thought though we get some little better chances. We could have put it away like earlier, but we didn't capitalize.
You made the first move, start of the second half, bringing in your big front three. You got the goal, but then as you said, a couple chances there and then after within the next 10 minutes that you should have buried and put the game away from Mount Pleasant, but you let them sneak in.
Oh, definitely. I think we got overconfident because for a while it looked like easy pickings, but then they made a change in Tope, who came and was a little steadier than the other centre half. And then I think we just made a mistake at the back there. They have scored against us now with a couple set plays, so it's something we have to work on.
And you still have the second leg to come. How do you feel about going at a busy schedule?
Oh, yeah, I feel good. My players are younger.
All the best, Rudolph. Entertaining game today.
Thanks.
So, 1-1, the final score here. Cavalier and Mount Pleasant. It's all squared heading into that second leg of the Lynk Cup.